No. We would be drinking beer by the case.
Yeah.
Drink bottles of beer by the case, yeah, or canned beer. I would drink bottles if I recall. But we had a bar where when we were of age, we went and they had a splits night, and a split is a small bottle of beer about the size of half of a regular bottle of beer, but they're
Right.
real tiny. And so that means that when you're drinking and you're binge drinking, particularly, that you can guzzle the whole beer
Right.
in one swallow. I mean,
Sure.
you just drink it. And so we had this bar where we would have a group of us on a team, so to speak, and tables to put our empty beer bottles.
Who can
And
fill the table first?
yes, and the winner, right, was bragging rights and probably free beer. And then the others, they had, I don't know how, I can't remember
Right.
how
Right.
it
Right.
worked, but it ended in fist fights and shit,
Nice.
and bad stuff. Because, I mean, we were drinking fucking gallons of fucking beer. I mean, it was not a little beer. It was 50 beers. It
Yeah.
was
It was 50
it
little
was an
beers.
impossible number of beers. I mean, Lord, man.
But was it over a long period of time, or
Oh,
was it
night,
a night? Yeah.
night. I mean, you'd go in at 8 or 9 o'clock, maybe a little later, 9:30, and then it'd be 1:30, and by the time there'd be two, maybe if it was just two groups left, is when there was trouble. But it was always ended up to be two groups left.
Right. Right.
You know,
That's the way.
and then different parts of town, and different nationalities. I mean, I hung with Italians in Dunkirk. I was the first non-Italian to become a member of the Columbus Club, which is an Italian club downtown Dunkirk, New York. And in fact, much to their chagrin, the first non-Italian to ever win the annual Muda Championship, the,
Muda
the
being.
Italian numbers finger game, where you
Uh,
throw down your hand and you guess in Italian what the total of the fingers will be. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, seis, siete.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
whoever wins.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you win, it's a competition.
Yeah.
And I won. And when I was done winning, we ended up kind of like rolling and fighting around in the fucking ground because the Italian dude was so pissed that a fucking German Polak won the fucking Muda championship. But it was only fitting because just say, yeah, I was the first non-Italian member of the Columbus Club.
That's good.
Story of my youth. Story of my youth. And you have to have a pass to get in. It's just a little bar in a little room. You could play poker stuff. It was a little building. You show your card, you get in. There's a bar with about 12 seats. Everybody goes there every night and fucking drinks.
Hmm.
And they got food,
Of course.
club.
Yeah. Yeah. That whole small beer concept was new to me when I got to Spain because
Oh yeah,
they do this. They do this thing where they serve you like a quarter of a pint. You like that, like the big.
yeah.
In general, yeah, you get these little tiny beers, but what you do, and they're super cheap. They're like when I got here, they were 50 cents for a quarter
Oh,
of a pint or something. And
six
especially
ounces,
what?
8 ounces.
Uh, yeah, sure.
You're talking draft beer, right?
What? No, not
Draft,
craft. Yeah, draft. Yeah,
draft.
yeah,
So it's a little glass.
yeah. A little glass.
You just
Well,
throw.
no, you don't take it as a shot, but what you do is because they're so cheap and because the bars are so close together, you order around and you're there with say you're there with six other people, let's say seven other people. So a round costs €2 because it's no 50. Let's see, 50 times. Let's say you're there with three other people. So your round costs €2 because it's 4 times 50 cents, and and then you go to the next bar and someone else pays, and you end up just going around and around. But the the fact that it's such a small beer means that one, you're you can buy a round, and then that they're small enough rounds that everyone in the group is going to end up paying, which is nice.
But of course you don't just drink one round per
Of
bar.
course, no, yeah, per bar because the bars are so close together. So you go walking.
But
Maybe no, but maybe you go to 8 bars. Okay,
but isn't it true that if you're in a particular fun bar that you'll have a second round
sometimes, but
and not move on?
sometimes, but
But so you're disciplined to be admired.
well, a lot of the joy is the going between bars and seeing the same people or different people in every bar. But
Right.
what you can do is because you're spreading these little small beers out, you can be several hours doing this and not really be drunk, but have a pleasant buzz and be walking around and just generally be content and happy, which totally is contrasted to my experience in England, where you order a pint and after 2 pints, you're not going anywhere, and also if the bars are far apart, then you're not going to drive, and if you have if you have a couple people, if you have more than like 3 other people in your group, you're not going to all buy around on one night, and then you have to remember who's in debt from the previous outing and blah blah blah. So it's a pretty cool. Like I learned to appreciate the small beer here, and also the second part is your beer is always cold, especially in the hot summer in southern Spain.
Right.
You order a pint, by the time you get down to the bottom, it's warm.
That's right.
But if you have a bunch of small little ones that just came fresh out of the keg, then you're good.
Yep. The miracle of refrigeration.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you.
Science,
our version of that growing up in my 20s was we had a bar that a couple of brothers owned, and the name of the bar was Brothers. And they organized a bar hop that started in the town of Dunkirk, New York, a small town, 18, 19, 20,000 people. And then next door to that town, the town of Fredonia, New York, which houses the State University of New York at Fredonia, which was the training grounds for the Buffalo Bills for many, many years, and quite a bar, a college town in its own right. So Dunkirk, Fredonia is a region. And so we would put on one of the people in the group would wear a toga, and the toga had a black magic marker tied to a white string, and every time we went to a bar, somebody wrote the name of the bar on the toga, and at the end of the night, at the annual event, we would count up the number of bars
you had a souvenir
that were signed, and then we would know, well, first we'd know how many bars we went to because we couldn't count.
No, of course.
We couldn't. I mean, it was too much, and we started 20, 30 strong. It ended up with 4 or 5 people.
Right.
But the night that I actually, literally, was raised from the sewer on the side street of Fredonia, New York, by my eventual wife, my bride-to-be, lifted me from the sewer, was the day that we did in 12 hours from 2 a.m.
Oh my God.
to bar closing at 2 p.m. 55 bars.
Holy shit.
And at every bar, much to my question to you, because this is what happened in our town. When we would go to the clubs, like the Columbus Club and the Kosciuszko Club, we had 4 wards in our town in Dunkirk, each with a different nationality. They each had their own club.
Right.
And so when you went to the club, you would go and there was a bar. I mean, we had people's houses that the front parlor was removed of furniture and a wooden bar carried in, and you went in the front door of a house, and there was a bar that would hold 10 or 12 people.
Right.
And so there was one for every neighborhood back in the day.
Yeah.
So that's why we would have so many. And then the journey to the next town wasn't a walk, it was a drive, and I'm sure we were dangerous and stupid, but I think there were some designated drivers. But when we went to the Fredonia side of it, which was just a 3-mile walk for people that wanted to walk, you hit another 25, 30 bucks.
Nice.
And that's where my my one true love did find me in the gutter.
That's not where you met. It's just she happened upon you there, and
when she saw me there, she knew that I was the man for her.
This rat from the gutter. This is the man I want to spend my life with.
You are so beautiful to me. Lifting me out of the gutter.
Nice. That's sort of a metaphor for your entire life, really.
Lord help us. Lord help us. I'm not.
All right.
I'm not exactly sure what to think. I don't know what reality is. I don't know.
All right. I think that's enough for tonight.
All right. See you, my friend.
Okay, that's all the time we have for today. If you enjoyed what you just heard, you can support us by telling a friend or sharing us on social media. All of our episodes are available on our website at happyhour.fm. You can tweet at us at happyhour.fm. That's with the dot spelled out, happyhour.dotfm. Or we can receive email at the same name, happyhourdotfm@gmail.com. See you next week.